Okay, folks, welcome back. It's been a while since we've looked at these coin tutorials, but here's another one. We're going to look at how to receive a reward when you pick up the correct number of coins. So if you followed along with the other tutorials, you might have 4 coins, and when you pick them up, they disappear. You might also supersize your character still, and you might also have an interface in the upper right that fills up as you pick up the 4 coins. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have an object that shows up when you have completed picking up all of the coins. So I'm going to go up here to my quick add. I'm going to go down the shapes and I'm going to grab a cube and I'm going to just throw it on that wall over here. And I'm going to pull it out a little bit here. Now, obviously this might be something that you bring in your own assets for. If you were trying to make something that was like Animal Crossings where you're picking up 4 butterflies and then you get a butterfly trophy on your wall, you might bring in that butterfly. But I'm just using these placeholders to show us what's possible. This is also a way that if you wanted to have a door to exit this room, if it was an escape room type idea, you would do the same thing, but you might do it in reverse, where you have something that is there that actually turns off and reveals the way to the next level. So here I have this new cube. I'm going to, in the outliner, rename it to reward. I do that by just hitting F2 in order to give it a new name. And if I wanted to have it turn off, I can try and turn it off here, but when I press play, it's just going to appear because this is for editing purposes only. So what I'm going to do is in my level blueprint, I am going to, when I event begin play, I have this UI that's creating. I'm going to go ahead and select that, and I'm going to collapse that to a function just to clean things up. I'll call that MakeUI, and I'm going to give that some, I'm going to give that some space so that I can put some new script in here. And that new script is going to be set visibility. Now, set visibility isn't going to show up under context sensitive, and even worse yet, when I turn off context sensitive, set visibility is going to default to widget, but I want to scroll up and find rendering. So I'm going to set the visibility for my reward. Let's go ahead and grab the reward from our outliner, drag it in here, and plug it into my target for setting visibility. I'm going to make sure that new visibility is unchecked, which means it's false, which means it will be turned off when I press play, and let's test it. So I press play, and sure enough, that reward is gone from my scene. So now, doing this in the level blueprint might not want to have multiple rewards. They're all going to be, you're all going to have to code them multiple times. I will show you some more efficient ways to do this, but for just getting started, I'm doing these things in my level blueprint. And the next thing I'm going to do is on event tick, and if you're using an older version of Unreal, you might have to right click and say event tick to bring this up. I am going to build a listener, a listener that is going to listen to see if I have the correct number of coins. And again, this is also a little inefficient. Having something that is going to process on tick is always less efficient, but we're just going to quickly get this functioning. So I'm on event tick, I'm going to say cast to BP third, and I'm going to spell third properly, third person character. And if you're using first person or top down, you can just find the appropriate third person character. But on this third person character, I'm currently saving my coin count variable. It's the number of coins that I've picked up. So as BP third person character, I can get coin count. There we go. And that is going to give me that number of how many coins I've picked up. I can evaluate this coin count, dragging that off. I can say, is coin count greater than or equal to a number that I'm going to choose? So right now there are 4 coins in here. So I'm going to say, do you have, not 40, but 4. Do you have coins that are equal to or greater than 4? This will then evaluate that and it will output a true or false Boolean. In this case, when I collect all the coins, it will be true. I'm going to drag that off and I'm going to create a branch structure. A branch structure takes that condition, and if it's true, it sends you one way, and if it's false, it sends you the other way. So we're going to pin that cast into our branch, and if it's true, it means I've got all the coins. So I'm going to pull off that true, and I'm going to do a set visibility again. And context sensitive is still turned off, so I can find it, and it's under rendering, set visibility. So I'm going to want to set the visibility of that reward that's over here. So I'm going to select it. I'm going to hit Control C for copy and Control V for paste. Move it in a place that I can use it and plug it into my target here. It's not what it's expecting, so it's going to convert that from this object into a root component. And I'm going to select all of these and just hit Q to get them to line up a little bit more nicely. And I want to make sure that I'm selecting true for new visibility, or on, or 1, because this is a Boolean. And if you're making something that's more complex than a cube, you're probably also going to want this to propagate to children. Let's compile. Oops, I forgot to tell it which third person character. Right now, I'm making a single player game. So if I say get player character, and I leave my index as 0, this is going to be the only character that's in the game. I can go ahead and plug that in, and that should be the one that correctly has the coin count working for me. I'm going to compile that. It will now work. I'll move it out of the way, and I will press play. Now if I hit 1 coin, 2 coins, 3 coins, and I get all the coins, my reward is that I get this stunning trophy of a cube that's mounted on the wall. Great. So I have a level of interaction. I get a reward when I collect all 4 of these coins. Again, if it's a trophy, this works great. If it is an exit from an escape room, I probably want to reverse this and have this turn off. Maybe even turn off collisions so I can walk out a door. But this is a little bit inefficient because I'm doing all of this on event tick. What would be a better way of doing this would be every time a coin is picked up to ask the check to happen then and only then, because this evaluation of, hey, how many coins does the player character have? Is it equal to this? Is happening multiple times per second, maybe even multiple times per frame along with these ticks. So it's really inefficient, and if we put too many things on event tick, it's going to slow my game down. So that does get our point across. We now understand how this works. So if you'd like to learn how to do it more efficiently, I'm going to release that in the next couple of tutorials. Thanks for joining, and hopefully this will let you get your coin series to an even higher level of execution within your Unreal 5 games.